Now, this is one of those stories that you've either heard or you haven't heard. So here we go. About 10 days or so ago, I got a letter from ParcelForce. For those in the UK will know that ParcelForce is a company that delivers parcel, as hence the name. It was asking for import VAT for a parcel expected from America, well, gotten from America.
Right.
I said, I spoke to you about it. I said, you didn't send me anything, did you? He said, no, wasn't Austin either, no. And, you know, I thought, somebody else said scam or something like that. And I was like, I don't think so, because it's all legit. It's all the addresses and stuff like that. Their
Yeah,
phone
I
numbers,
thought
all
it was a
that stuff.
scam. I was like, this has got to be a scam, right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's right. It was you, wasn't it? Yes.
Yeah.
But yes, I thought, well, I'm not expecting anything. I won't
Right.
respond to it.
Yeah.
Then last week, I got a letter from Border Force, the Inland Border Command Central Region in Coventry, which sounds very severe and
So ominous. Is that like your Customs and Border Patrol type?
yeah,
Okay, gotcha.
yeah. Well, it's more to do with parcels than
Okay.
that. And it says notice of seizure. I'll read you the first line. Here we go. A parcel and contents, including the following items: 5 kilograms of a controlled substance received from USA. Yeah. At
Oh
which
no!
point, I made a loud noise, which sounded a bit like this.
We had a little trouser change after that.
Yeah, I'm like, those trousers are gone now. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I still haven't cleaned it up over there. I don't know what I'm supposed to
Great.
do with that. Anyway, I'm sitting there going, what? Again, I'm checking the addresses, the numbers, the emails.
Yeah.
They all match up. This is a legitimate letter. And I sent an email straight away out to these people to say, look, I haven't ordered this thing. This has nothing to do with me. It has got my name on it. It has got the address. Except one letter sort of changed on my name. What this comes down to, because I received an email pretty well within 24 hours from these people, wonderful people. Thank you very much, all those at Border Force, for doing so. Simply saying that what happens is basically drug runners, or drug importers, whatever you want to call them, pick an innocent sort of person and an innocent address to
Right.
send the stuff through, knowing it, well, not knowing, hopefully it will then pass through customs, and then they can intercept it somewhere while it's being sort of loaded onto the back of a van or something like that. That's the idea. It gets through the initial part of customs. That's the idea. Obviously 5 kilograms of this stuff raised alarm bells.
Yeah,
Those
that's
sniffer
a
dogs
lot.
were going crazy with anywhere in the vicinity, I would have thought, which means it then gets passed over to Border Force. This is the crazy part, Andrea, which is I was reading, and God bless Reddit for this, right? Because Reddit, various people will go onto Reddit and talk about it. Reddit said, because somebody else highlighted this as well, but nobody had pointed out 5 kilograms. I think the most was like 100 grams or something like that, 150 grams. But
God.
yeah, they said, had you, because they said you got the letter for the import VAT, so had you responded to that and paid the import VAT, there's a fair chance you'd have gone to prison, even if you hadn't known what was
Oh
in the
my
parcel.
God.
And I Googled what the prison term was. You could have been looking at 14 years. The reason I'm telling all these sorts of stories, right, everybody, is simply because there's a certain amount of to this whole story. But also, I wanted to highlight this to all of you out there as well, right? If you get a letter, please don't panic. Please get in contact with them. Please let them know what's happening and stuff. I mean, crazy. That's the only thing I can think, Andrea. It's just, the whole thing was just, I was close to tears by this point. That's how emotional I was. I like my freedom, Andrea.
Yes, I've noticed.
It's good.
Yeah, this is like the wildest story that I've heard in a long time, and I'm thinking like, what about some elderly pensioner that they get this and they're like, oh, maybe somebody sent me something, and they just go ahead and pay it, and before you know it, grandma's opening up an Amazon
Yeah.
package full of heroin or something. I don't
Yes.
know.
Well, that's another thing, because I was looking up controlled substances, and I was sitting there thinking, well, they haven't really said drugs. They haven't actually said what the controlled substances were.
Right.
But I was looking up, I thought, cocaine. And I had a look and I thought 5 kilograms of cocaine was the 14 years that I spoke about, imprisonment for looking like you're going to, distribute it.
Right.
But 5 kilograms of cocaine was over half of what UK Border Force seized last year.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. That's how much 5 kilograms is.
I mean, that would only get Don Jr. through a weekend party. So
Yeah. There'll be a knock at the door. It'll be him. I hear you got a package, maybe?
yes. From now on, Matt, when you hear a knock at the door, just be sure to look through the peephole, and if you see Donald Trump Jr., just climb out the fire escape and just leave. Just leave. Just go.
I'm calling the police. Yes.
He's come to collect.